We are back with our panel, and it's time for their naughty and nice list of 2013. Now, I'm going to start with nice because two of you picked the same person. Juan and Charles both picked the Pope. Juan, why is he your pick?
You know, after decades of trouble and scandal in the church, he has just revived the church in such an important way. I think he has brought people back to the church in terms of Christian understanding of the power of the gospel. In fact, he talks about the gospel as something, the joy of the gospel, Shannon, and he talks about the notion of Jesus as reaching out to people and offering counsel, compassion, comfort in a way that I think has just brought people back to Christianity. So I just think, boy, what a gift he has been to the church and to the world. Remember, there are 1 billion plus Catholics in the world. So to suddenly have a pope who is not seem as if he is defensive, he's locked into orthodoxy, that he says he's not going to be the judge of everybody, including gays, but instead says, I want to reach out and I want to offer you a place at God's table. To me, this is, I mean, it almost is something that would bring you to tears on this Christmas Eve.
And of course, Christ was all about not condemning people. I mean, dining with prostitutes and tax collectors and
I think he would do the panel.
Hey, we'll put out the invite. It's on. Charles, why is he your pick for nice?
Well, it's not quite for, it's the same guy, but it's not quite for the same reasons as you might imagine. It isn't because he doesn't have a lot of views for orthodoxy. I think in a sense he does. But what he brings to the church, from what I see, speaking as someone who's Jewish, is he restores a kind of a Franciscan, of course that's the name he chose, a Franciscan vision of the Christian mission. He is a symbol of humility and utter humanity. And I think that happens to appeal across, it sort of transcends religion and sect. And it's a universal appeal that touches everyone. And I think in that sense he brings kind of a new spirit or a refreshing spirit to the church that is felt everywhere. And I think it's always surprising. You never expect that from an institution that old, that it would you'd have a breath of a new vision and a new sensibility with simply a new pope. But I think that's what he's managed to do in less than 1 year.
Steve, your pick?
Mine was a different direction. Mine are the military families around the country who are spending tonight and the holidays without a family member that they're missing. My family knows a family out in suburban Maryland who, where the father's been deployed overseas for 8 months. The mother is working, running her small business. She has 6 children under the age of 12, raising them all, raising them well. And every time we say thank you or say you're amazing, she says, look, this is the life that we've chosen. So we deserve no special thanks. But I think on a night like tonight, they do, in fact, deserve special thanks, and so they deserve an extra Christmas gift.
Yeah, my brother's deployed this year, and I know that my sister-in-law and the 2 little boys are living through the same thing, so thank you to all of our military families. Now, so we can get everybody's naughty in, we've got to speed it up a little bit. Charles, who's on your naughty list this year?
Kathleen Sebelius, for playing Evita to Obama's El Presidente, as they turn American health care into their personal banana republic fiefdom, issuing edicts every morning, and the country has to follow along and know what the law is. So don't cry for her. Cry for us, Argentina.
Okay, Juan.
Congressional Republicans get a cold from me because I think, you know, it's not only me. I think their ratings are the lowest in history.
Well, the Congress as a whole, yes. For sure.
But Congressional Republicans are the lowest in terms of the votes of Democrats, independents, and even fellow Republicans. So I think when you look at no jobs bill, no infrastructure, no effort to boost the American economy, shutting down the government for a time this year. You know, Speaker Boehner saying, oh, you know the way we should measure our success? How much we repeal, not how much we get done. And they have gotten less done than do-nothing Congresses of the past. I think they just get a lump of coal.
Well, I would tell you, they will argue, because I see Steve shaking his head over there, that they've passed dozens of bills related to the economy. And we did see in the most recent polling that the generic congressional ballot did, for the first time in a long time, tip in favor of Republicans. But I understand they're getting your lump of coal. So when they check their...
But let me just tell you, it's since tipped back.
So my original nomination for the naughty list was this absurd bureaucrat at the Dallas VA who has decided that that Christmas cards that children have written are not going to be delivered to bedridden veterans because it would have offended them.
Yes,
in
if
some
they
way.
use the words Merry Christmas or say God bless you, anything religious,
Anything like that.
they've said the school kids' cards cannot be delivered to the vets in the hospital.
But I'm switching my vote.
Okay.
Now it's Juan. Juan gets my lump of coal, and I say give an extra gift to congressional Republicans who are actually doing what voters ask them to do. And where is it written that passing more laws equals good governance? It doesn't. So you get my extra lump of coal.
Let me tell you,
Take it.
when the American people see an economy struggling and ask the government to do something, that's failure.
Wait. Before we descend into complete chaos, I'm just going to say I'm sure that Juan is now giving out his second lump of coal, and it's going to Steve's.
Not at all.
Steve's
Not at all.
talking.
My man here.
All right, no, there's lots of love up here tonight.